Hello and welcome to the Maythorn Monthly for November 2019. I'm on the beach at Marina Door, sitting in one of the chairs given to us by Mike and Jill Dooley. They sold their apartment here a few months ago, and there are a few things that they obviously couldn't take back on the plane. This is one of them, and we didn't have any beach chairs before, so I'm most grateful for that. We'll be looking at some of the things happening around Oropesa. October's just passed us by with so many festivals you just wouldn't believe. It was a 4th centenary. I'll get the details of that rolling on the screen to save boring you now. But have a look at Oropesa itself and see how they have fun. They close off the streets, they have street parties, they put tables out in the streets, and they all have great big paella eat-ins. So, well, eat-outs actually. Yes, they don't do anything inside in Spain. Also in the places I visit this month, there's Chester, where we look at the farmers market, the town centre, some of the cobbled streets. So the fact that everything's been closed up in Spain up to 3 days a week while they have these fiestas, if that happened in Chester, we'd be able to go to the farmers market and at least find something to eat. I'll also be on the Wirral, and later on you'll see a beach a little different to this one. It's this time of year likely to have the waves come crushing over the promenade and over the top of your car. And the amount of driftwood that comes up on the beach at New Brighton is incredible, so there's local people who make things out of it. And perhaps the most impressive is a pirate ship which they built on the beach for the kids to play on. We'll also be going to Bulgaria. Colin's been there and is about to go again, and he went to a nature park near Rusa, about 20 kilometers south of Rusa, and let me get the name of this right. It's Rusensky Lom. That's actually the name of a river, one of the tributaries of the Danube, but the huge area of parkland is named after it as well, and Colin took his camera and we'll get a look around that.
night Chicago died, and that was Paper Lace. It's 2 minutes past 10, a dedication for that record, which comes from Colin Grist.
Ah, yeah, that was a bit of a fluke, that coming up at 10 o'clock, because I promised to play it for this little lad, Gary. He's not all that little. He helps us working down in Moor Drive in Crosby, and he wants it for his brother, or his two brothers, David and Paul, and also for his mum and dad, who are Mr. and Mrs. Green, and they live at 16 Moor Drive in Crosby, and he's a good worker, that Gary lad.
It's the happiest show on the radio, it's the Brian Smart Show.
I've heard that before somewhere. Yeah. Did you just write these things for me, or you have some ulterior motive?
Yeah, well, some I've written specifically for you, and some I've just lifted from some of my own songs, like, you know.
Was that lifted from a song?
Yeah.
Right.
Funny you should say that, because here it is.
What's it called?
It's called Midnight Blues. Well, my skin is hanging from my bones, baby. My eyes are like two rolling stones, baby. My heart is beating like a hammer, mama. I believe I've got the midnight blues again. Tried to call you on the phone, baby. Tape recorded voice said you're not home, baby. Well, my legs are shivering and shaking. Sugar, I believe I've got the midnight blues again. Well, blue, 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 that's what I am. Cry, cry, cry at 12 a.m. Well, I'm running round like a scalded hound. I believe I've got the midnight blues again.
Do you still remember that jingle based on Elvis's Heartbreak Hotel, by any chance?
Oh, yeah.
I wake up in the morning.
Oh. Yeah, can you put a bit of echo on it? Have you got any echo?
Yes. Echo! Alright, there's someone now.
You wake up in the morning, you turn on your radio. It's your favorite program, it's the Brian Smart Show. It's on the moon. Can't remember the rest of it now. Long time ago, that.
Yes.
He's on the air, enjoy the ride. Brian Smart on Merseyside.
Right, go on then, do a jingle then. Now you're here.
This is the one that's costing him a fortune in royalties. Imagine there's no Brian Smart. It's very hard to do. No more music in the morning. Miss those jingles too.
I have one more live jingle from the studio this morning from John Cornelius.
Music in the morning. Music in the morning. Music in the morning. It's the Brian Smart Show.
And we will say goodbye now. Goodbye! Bye! All right, thanks to John Cornelius for singing, and Colin Grist for speaking, and me for speaking too.
You've had some fun, the time has come for you to say bye-bye. So I thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a nice day. So bye-bye.
I love being by the water, but our apartment in Marina d'Or has a kind of water I don't entertain. It's coming through the ceiling into our bathroom. This happens in Britain too, because a tenant rang me to say that her carpet was spongy wet, and an investigation proved that this was coming through the ceiling into the room downstairs. The tenant was away, so that was unfortunate because she had papers on the floor that had got rather wet. We opened up the back of the shower to make sure that the incoming water wasn't leaking anywhere, and then we had to go downstairs and go through the ceiling to find out where the waste pipe was running. We still have to repair the ceiling there, but we need to move on for now because we had a tree to fell, the one I told you about last month, which was too near a neighbour's fence. So Colin came along with my chainsaw and we set about taking the tree down. I volunteered to catch it, but that wasn't apparently advised. So Colin removed a small slice of the tree at the front to weaken it and make sure that it fell the right way. We removed some lower branches so they were out of the way and we could see what we were doing, and then it only took a quick cut at the back of the tree to make it fall our way. We did stand back. We managed to crush all the bits of tree into the back of my car and take it away, and one of our neighbours took the trunk bits for their wood burner. New properties being built at Marina d'Or, and the building materials keep flowing into the Edificio Miramar, and that must be getting near the top floor now, and we're expecting this to be completed in a few months' time, maybe early in the new year. Meanwhile, another new development on the road heading north into the campsite area. There's a plot being cleared on the right-hand side going down to the sea. They put a flag up and a sign, and the sign says it's going to be called Ciudad Jardín, or Garden City to us. And meanwhile, back in the UK, our bungalow has its for sale sign up at last. So now on to our transport spots. No buses this month. Maybe the odd train. We've heard that the Merseyrail trains, the new ones that are due to come in next year, are currently being tested in Germany, so they're halfway here, but the new depot where they'll be kept in Kirkdale, Liverpool, isn't quite ready for them yet. The route for getting here to Spain is one that I'm rather disappointed doesn't come into the local airport at Castellón, but Castellón Airport still has no public transport, so it's cost a small fortune if you need to travel down there by taxi. So we come into Barcelona and then come down on a train that costs 15 euros, which compared with 40 euros for a taxi from the local airport is a lot cheaper. And I've got some video of the takeoff from Liverpool, and if you've never seen Liverpool Airport and how it's situated, it is on the River Mersey, and as we take off, the area on the left of the river is the Wirral that I keep talking about. And then we land at Barcelona, it's more or less dark, and we come in over the sea, which is always interesting. One other airport that I'm going to show you is what I discovered recently is called Chester Airport. We've always called it Harden Airport. Harden's a district of Chester. But if you go to the Choksaway Cafe on the airport site, and it's not a commercial airport, you can't actually go there to fly, but you can go and overlook the airfield and have something to eat. And if you pay by card, your bank statement will show that you've been to Chester Airport, so who knew? And the plane that you'll see taking off here is the Beluga, named after in shape after the beluga whale, and the Airbus site just nearby is making wings for various Airbus models. So they're being flown out to France from Chester Airport. Okay, last month I showed you the basics of editing with software called VideoPad. I made the mistake, I discovered later after I'd seen what I'd done, of using the back room behind me here. It's got no natural light at all. It's a great room for editing because it's a darkened room where you can see all the screens very well. But for filming in it was rubbish, so yeah, I was all greyed out in the dark. So I've come into the living room and I've projected the editing software onto the main TV. So this is VideoPad up here, and all I'm going to show you this time is how to zoom in. There's talk of football matches being televised in future by very high definition 8K cameras or above, with the whole view of the whole pitch, and then using a computer to pick out the bits of where the action is. And eventually the computer will be clever enough to be able to follow the action itself. So I'm going to show you how VideoPad allows you to zoom in. If you remember, there's a building site type thing outside the window here I can see from the balcony, so I've just been out there, pointed the camera at it, and we've got one single shot here, which you can see probably from one of these windows is just the far end of the piece of wasteland they were started work on, and you can also see the football pitch behind. Don't want to see that in this particular shot. So if you look at the clip on the timeline here, there's a little FX button there. So if you click on that, it brings up the effects dialog. There's a plus sign there, which is where you add an effect. So we do that, and we're going to take the one called zoom. There we go. And that now applies the zoom characteristics to this clip. Now I don't know if you can see, but in the edit window, I told you last time, this is where you edit all the clips before you put them into your video. There's a dotted line going all around that, and I want to zoom in on those, well, that's one building there and the gateway into the site. Now what I do is I drag the dotted line, okay, that's the top left, getting roughly where I want it to be. So we'll start, then we grab the bottom right and get rid of all the street outside. I can now move this across a bit so that I get more of that gate in. So what you're looking at now is a window on what you will see when we zoom the shot. And what's actually happened on the right hand window is it's already previewing it, so you're seeing what you will see in the finished video. So it's as simple as that. Zoom is just one of the tools. You saw a whole screen full of them, and obviously there's loads of things you can do with a video clip to make your video more interesting. That's all I'm going to show you for this month. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the video now, because they added some more trenches that were at right angles to the original ones, and they also got some hose, what will we call this? It's some kind of drainage pipe, quite a large diameter, and dropped it into these trenches and then covered it up with cement, well, a dry mix I think, and then they just covered it up with the soil, and all the surplus soil was taken away. So I've gone into my editor and I've recorded this little talk to let you know what's going on, and I've also been adding some text on the screen. So these are two more ways that you can add information to your video and tell people what's going on.